My friends, this is a great time to become a channel member. Every week now I'm posting uncensored videos exclusively for my channel members, along with custom emojis and live streams from members at the Arch-Villain level where you get to talk to me directly. Please consider supporting this channel by clicking the link in the video description and joining us in our fight to save pop culture. And also, check out our Patreon and subscribe star pages for exclusive content you won't find anywhere else, including Harvey Cthulhu's insane podcasts, photos of my vast toy collection, and members at the Legionnaire level receive a signed photo, membership card, and certificate signed by me. You'll find the Patreon link in the video description as well. Thanks for watching, my friends, and now, on to the video. My friends, this supervillain hates a lot of things in this world, but remakes and reboots and sequels fall towards the top of the list. The calculated cowardice, the lack of creativity, the sheer arrogance that goes into trying to sell the public inferior knockoffs of things they've already seen and, in many cases, already own is just maddening. Every time I see a remake or a reboot, I see underneath that an implicit insult to the audience, a contempt for theater goers that says, "We think you're dumb enough, lazy enough, and distracted enough that you'll pay good money to go see the same old shit we served you up years ago, wrapped up in a shiny new package with some CGI bows and ribbons. Never mind, you either own a DVD of the original or you can easily stream it from the comfort of your couch." We still feel that remakes and reboots and sequels are safe bets, and we can't be bothered taking any risks with new movies and stories. There are some exceptions, of course. There are always exceptions to any rule, like the Galactica reboot by Ron Moore, like Star Trek II Wrath of Khan, a sequel that was far better than the original. Cronenberg's remake of The Fly is a masterpiece that far surpasses the original horror film, as good as it was. These are all exceptions because they came from dedicated filmmakers who respected the original material and came up with their own creative vision that justified the revised project. Ron Moore didn't gender swap Starbuck to be trendy or woke. He swapped her because of the dramatic possibilities that opened up for Starbuck and Apollo and Zach, and it paid off big time. But sadly, 90-something% of these things have no creative vision behind them. They're all just about making a safe bet using IP awareness to herd the cattle into the theater pens and make some money. The problem with that safe bet is, it isn't safe at all. And more often than not these days, these soulless cash grabs are box office bombs. Latest case in point, The Running Man and Tron Ares. The Running Man is, of course, a remake of the classic Arnold Schwarzenegger movie from the 80s that replaces Arnold with Glenn Powell, and really, doesn't that say it all? I have nothing against Glenn Powell. He was good in Twisters and Top Gun Maverick, but let's face it, the guy's no Arnold Schwarzenegger. Who is these days? There isn't enough testosterone left in Tinseltown to distill down into an Arnold substitute. There is no Richard Dawson-worthy replacement either, for that matter. So, what the hell were they thinking? In this remake, they should have changed Arnold's "I'll be back" into Glenn Powell's "I'll be broke." Because that's what's happening here, folks, as yet another soulless remake, reboot, sequel bombs. I mean, how long can this go on, Hollywood? Deadline dishes out the bad news not only for The Running Man, but also Tron Ares, in an article titled, "Why the Running Man Fell Down at the Box Office with 28 Million Global Opening." Quote, "In a post-strike and post-COVID theatrical landscape where everyone is still trying to figure out what works, along comes Paramount's $110 million reboot, The Running Man, headlined by affable star on the rise Glenn Powell. The pick completely tripped up in its US $17 million and global $28.2 million opening and was blindsided by Lionsgate's surprise #1 start of Now You See Me, Now You Don't. One of the final bitter pills to swallow when it comes to Running Man is that it's another example of 1980s sci-fi IP reboot failing to connect following Tron Ares' recent off-gridding, $220 million production cost, $141 million global box office, ouch, and 2017's Blade Runner 2049. All of this just casts a pall over any 80s sci-fi cult revival with a hot star in hipster Helmer. Now, from what I understand, the movie was made on a fairly sensible budget of $110 million, so kudos at least for not making it cost an arm and a running leg. And yet, even so, this means it still needs to make around $275 million to break even. And after bringing in just $28.2 million global on its opening weekend during the edge of the holiday season, it's going to lose money unless a holiday miracle happens.
Remakes and reboots and sequels, oh my! These things are dropping like pigeon poop at an X-Lax factory. And let's not forget Predator Badlands, another sequel that may wind up losing a bit of money. It's not clear at this point, but the box office drop-off from week 1 was, 68%?
Yes, Harvey Cthulhu. The Predator, being ridden by a woman who won't get off his back, did experience a 68% drop from its opening weekend, according to Forbes. Quote, "Last weekend's #1 hit, Predator Badlands, takes a huge dive in its second weekend at the box office with a 68% drop in domestic ticket sales. The 9th film in the Predator film franchise, which includes 2 Alien vs. Predator movies, Predator Badlands earned $40 million in its opening weekend frame, November 7th through 9th, from 3,725 North American theaters. While Predator Badlands set a record for the biggest box office opening for a Predator movie in the franchise's history before inflation, and that's key, folks, before inflation. With its $40 million opening at the domestic box office, the film's ticket sales took a massive dive in the film's second weekend. According to weekend estimates reported on Sunday by The Numbers, Predator Badlands earned only $13 million from 3,725 North American theaters in its second weekend frame from November 14th to 16th, which marks a 68% drop from its opening weekend ticket sales," unquote. Now, of course, Predator Badlands is a bit of a different case because it's the latest installment in an established franchise, and it is seemingly trying to take a different approach, go a different creative direction than other entries in the series. Some like it and some don't, but regardless of how successful or unsuccessful it proves to be, I can at least respect that effort to be somewhat original. Kind of like Alien Earth. I initially loved the show and talked it up, but slowly and surely it drifted into the suck zone, with the amazing Wendy, the bestest android ever, being able to control the xenomorphs, hack security systems with a wave of her hand. Shit, she killed a xenomorph with a paper cutter, for God's sakes, a paper cutter. I respect the creative effort that went into the show, but it veered into the woke lane and crashed and burned on the final curve of the race at the end of season 1. Folks, my main point here is all of these reboots and remakes and sequels are just an insult and they don't work. So I just wonder, don't we deserve better than this? Don't we rate as customers original stories, new IPs, new approaches? Is it just that we're at the end of human history and all the great stories have been told? Or is it just Hollywood thinking it's playing it safe with all these empty retreads and really they're living on the most dangerous edge of all, irrelevance and losing their audience? I suspect it's the latter in a year that gave us Weapons, maybe the best movie this year and one of the best horror movies I've ever seen. I hope Hollywood loses its taste for this kind of crap. I know California is big into recycling, but some trash deserves to just stay in the bin. From the center of the earth, this is Dictor Van Doomcock bidding you all, my friends, stay angry. Ha 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 ha.